Hello, Finest Shandy. Happy New Month, Ekale. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Oh, I just remembered something. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Happy New Month. Happy July, y'all. Welcome to the second half of 2024. It felt like, New Year's Day was just yesterday. So we thank God for keeping us through the first half and trusting Him. My day has been good, busy, productive. Can you only Thursday, so I was trying to rush as much work as I could get in today. But anyway, so we thank God. We give God the glory. We bless His name for keeping us, each and every one of us. And I'm truly, truly believing and speaking it into existence that this second half of 2024 is going to be better than any other second half of any previous years we've ever had. God willing, so shall it be. We should decree it and it shall be established. We're believing it, we're coming together in agreement and knowing that that's what's going to be. But hi, everyone. Come on in. So happy new month. Happy new month. Happy new month. Let's speak favor, grace, abundance, breakthroughs, healing, anointing of ease into July 2024 and the months to come. I pray that it's going to be our best month ever to date. And trust and believe. So you don't have to see to speak it. So that's what we're going to agree on. Hello, Miss in the Sanctuary. All righty. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale Omobabasamu, immigration attorney. We are located in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. Every single day long. Come on, because it's my job. Maryland, well, because single that you should okay, let's represent you, right? So, and sometimes again, it's like, okay, you're in another state. How does that work? It doesn't matter what state you live in because immigration is federal practice. So that means that I can represent you wherever you are, as long as it's the 48, 50 states of the United States, all 50 states. That's the whole point. And I remember your question, Canada immigration law, because Canada is a part of the US, right? But anyway, if you need our services, as far as our immigration case, contact our office 334-341-4475, olalayalawfirm.com, info@olalayalawfirm.com. Those are contact. WhatsApp, the same number. Our WhatsApp and our website is the fastest way if you're on the schedule, but you're more than welcome to call in the same number. And there's still this person on TikTok that luckily for somebody yesterday, they said text my assistant and they were about to pay. And she sent us a screenshot because something just doesn't sit right. I've heard this lady talk about not having different numbers. So what she did was she Googled my firm and the number came up and it was nothing like what the person has sent. So luckily for her, she, so just if you're unsure, just contact us. Go on Google, put in Olalaya Law Firm. You would get the information you're looking for. But anyway, so is there something wrong with the volume? Get your glasses so I can see well. Hello, Miss Abdena. You would think. I mean, I'm not sure in a scamming, but y'all can hear me okay, right? Top watching. Good evening. Y'all can hear me okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Please subscribe, share, follow, like. All of that is how you can stay connected with us. And really, I think what would you eat Tuesdays and Thursdays is really more like free consultation hour, really, because we try to address topics and then we discuss questions. If you're just joining us for the first time, the routine is we talk about, if we have a topic we talk about that and put your comment in the comment section. Please do not repeat questions, or I will skip it. But anyway, let's talk immigration. So, what are we talking about tonight? Let's talk about this. I'm seeing more. I'm gravitating towards doing a whole lot more of family-based abuse-related cases. I do family immigration and employment immigration, but I'm seeing more of that now. And no question, because of that, we've got questions and people trying to figure out what to do. And second opinion can be people's second opinion, and it can be their first. It just doesn't matter. So let's address this issue. Topic this evening is I-751 or I-360. Which should I file? I-751 or I-360, which should you file? So let's talk about that. If you are in the middle of, you've got a 2-year green card and you're wondering, and your spouse is not filing for you, and so that brings up a question: what is the right way to go? Sometimes people make the mistake of filing an I-90 to remove the conditions on the residency. That's incorrect. But for the purpose of this evening's discussion, we're going to stick with I-751, I-360. Which should you file? So I-751, and this is family related. So if you know someone who's in the middle of this is the time to text them and say, "Hey, Emma Bo, auntie, black and white, she's saying something that might affect your case." If you have a 2-year green card, at some point, USCIS requires that you remove the conditions on your green card because it's a conditional card. That's why it's given to you for a 2-year period. It's got an expiration date, 2 years from the date you get it. And usually that happens when if your green card is approved at the time your marriage is less than 2 years at the time the green card is approved, you get a 2-year green card. And then 2 years after that, 90 days before the second year anniversary, you have to file to remove the conditions on your residency. Oh, by the way, tonight is our giveaway. We're going to Finance Journey has an announcement. Somebody is going to win a free 30-minute consultation. So hang in there. Maybe you, so you don't want to leave, just hang in there, just so you know. So we're going to do that at the end. So if you've got the 2-year green card, you've got to file to remove the conditions of your residency so you can move to a 10-year green card. Then that becomes the next issue now is if you are specifically going through abuse in your marriage. So you've been subject to abuse at the hands of your spouse, you've got a 2-year green card. Then the next thing is, are they going to file with you? If you're not filing jointly with your spouse, meaning the I-751, you're not filing, you know they're not going to join in filing that with you together to get your 10-year green card, then the only other option you would have is to file a self-petition and request the waiver of the joint filing. So when you file a self-petition I-751, what you're doing is you are requesting to waive the joint filing requirement. This is where a lot of people are confused as to what route should I go. So now you've got yourself in a situation where you've got your 2-year green card, you've got abuse in the marriage, you've got a spouse who's not going to file jointly with you, so you're left with filing yourself. Do you now go and start an abuse waiver VAWA case, an I-360, or do you have an option of filing an I-751 by yourself? Short answer is you don't have any business filing an I-360. You've got to file an I-751. But with everything about legal practice, there's always an exception, and we'll get to that. So if you've got through abuse in the marriage, you have your 2-year green card, there is no reason for you to start an I-360 petition, because that is going to be applicable if you are starting from scratch, meaning you've never had a green card before, you've had abuse and the spouse never filed for you, or they filed for you and you've got to convert to the abuse-based case because they're refusing to go ahead with you. So that's where that becomes an issue. You're not required to now file the I-360 if you already have a 2-year green card. The 2-year green card, what you need to do in that situation is to file an I-751, still the petition to remove the conditions on your residency. But rather than filing together with your spouse, you're now filing an abuse-based waiver petition. Abuse waiver, extreme cruelty waiver. You do not have to go the route of an I-360. Here's another reason why you do not have to go the route of an I-360. I-360 is really applicable to those who do not have a green card yet. If you already have a 2-year green card, then what you have to file is the I-751, which is basically still abuse-based, still covered under the VAWA Act, but you're not starting from scratch like you never had a green card. You've already earned 2 years as a legal permanent resident. So once you get an I-751 approved, that time frame that you were a conditional resident is going to count towards your total time as being a legal permanent resident. That makes a big difference when it comes time for you to file for citizenship. So you're not starting from scratch with someone filing an I-360. You've already earned it 2 years, and you're the same requirements, meaning you're proving good faith marriage. You're also proving abuse, just like you would do in the I-360 VAWA case, is what you're going to do in an I-751 extreme cruelty abuse case. It's covered under the same act. You're not required to start all over again. Now, if there is a reason, some reason why you cannot file the I-751, and so your status remains terminated, or USCIS comes and says there's something in your previous record that actually makes you ineligible or made you ineligible to become a legal permanent resident at the time they approved your 2-year green card. And so because of that, they cannot approve your 751, and you've suffered abuse, then in that situation, then it's where there'll be an exception to where you're not probably going to have to file an I-360 and start from scratch if there is no way for you to continue with the 2-year green card and build on that. That is something that you would definitely need to speak with an attorney about. So, because I've got quite a bit of people who have an I-360 petition, have an I-751 petition, and there was really no basis to file the new VAWA case because there was nothing wrong with the I-751. Or I've got some cases where people will file all over again. And then, I've represented people that say, we're going to withdraw that because we can build on this. So that is a nutshell. So when you're trying to choose or decide if you're filing an I-751 abuse waiver or I-360, abuse case from scratch, best thing you can do is consult with a lawyer so you know exactly what the right petition for your specific case needs to be, and you're just not waiting and losing 2 years by starting all over again. Like I said, there are exceptions, but that's just one. It would depend on whether your exception warrants you to now start all over again from scratch. So I hope that helps those who are in the middle of filing an I-751 without their spouse. And most of the time we see things that happen there. You get the 2-year green card, and the spouse decides to use that. Hello, Mr. Prince. Oh, Mr. Prince, I think I have your EAD. I'll shoot you an email later on. So you get to a point you're married to someone that use your status to control you. That happens a lot. So best you can do is sit down with a lawyer, figure out what the best option for you is before you proceed. Because once you start filing and you get, you find yourself in a bind, you're probably going to pay a whole lot more legal fees than what you should have paid to start with. So the more you know, people, and that's it. You're welcome, Mr. Prince. The more you know. All right. Hope that helps some. If not, well, but to try. Anyway, okay, let's get to as many questions as we can take tonight. All right, let me start on TikTok. Hey, TikTok family, what's going on? Welcome in. Happy New Year. Hello, Miss Amina. How are you? Okay. Hello, Mr. Prince. Happy New Month. Mr. Prince, I want to believe that you've been sworn in already as a citizen. Can you confirm? And I think another client of mine was sworn in today as a citizen, Miss K, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all, that's what we want to hear. Thank you, Locaton. Ever blessed. Thank you. Okay. Disclaimer. Responses to your questions are general information, nothing specific to your case. We do specific evaluation during the consultation, and you never know, you maybe be the one to win tonight. So yeah. Varsity night work permit with advanced parole renewal processing time. Anything about processing time, once again, go on uscis.gov/processing time. Are you a divorce attorney? I do divorces, but I only do divorces in the state of Alabama. So unlike immigration, that's federal practice, divorce is state specific. So to get a divorce in your state through an attorney, that attorney has to be licensed in your state for divorce cases. Hello, Mr. Adebayo. How are you? Hello, Mr. Nurdin. Hello, Mr. Chin. Is it Miss or Mr. Chin? I'm not sure. Good evening, Chinedu. Let me just go with that. Okay, I'll circle back to that. All right, let's see. I know this month is going to be. Hello, Miss Pinky Lisa. How are you? Good evening. Hello, Mr. Arikoya. I'm over Basamunio. Hello, Miss Giwa. Happy new month. Thank you. Happy July 4th in advance. I think we're going probably still going to come together on Thursday. Getting Jeremy. Okay, we're celebrating independence. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about immigration because it's Independence Day. So why not? I received an EAD last year, but no traveling document. However, my friend, see, this is where the problem starts. My friend got the combo. Okay, so what's your question, user? What's your question? Hello, Miss Merther. How are you? Thank you, Miss Zabina. Thank you for joining. Kindly share. Please share the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We would appreciate that. My son filed for me 2 years ago. My case was approved today for I-130. Congratulations. And also I filed for my I-360, not been approved yet. I want to know what will happen next. You're just going to have to wait for them to call you, either schedule you for an interview or waive an interview based on the I-360 that's now been approved. Now, it will depend on if you've got an I-485. If you have an I-485 that's attached to the I-130, or you never filed an I-485 with that, then what you may want to do is, since you've got an approved I-130, you may want to ask them to transfer the I-485 to the I-130 that your son has now filed for you. Because either way, whether it's a valid case or your son filing, you're in that immediate relative category, and you should be able to transfer from one petition to the other. But if you're not sure, then sit down with the lawyer, Ms. Merther. Okay. Yes, thank you, Ms. Benny. And that's true. You just never know who's going to benefit. So please share this live with your family and friends. I asked a question last time about my form I-751. I was given an extension and I'm due for my citizenship. I put in for my citizenship. I was scheduled for an interview on April 12th. Officer said she needed to do a security check and my divorce from Nigeria needs to be checked. Okay, so what's your question? Hello, Mr. Chinedu. So what's your question? Please ask a question. If you make a statement, what's your question? July 9. Okay, let's see. July 12 will make it 3 months. Should I go ahead and sue them? I can't tell you whether to sue. I don't know anything about your case. So I'm not sure what the answer I gave the last time, but I can't tell you to sue or not sue. That's too specific. But do you have the option to, what I would tell you, however, is the law allows you to seek judicial review, which is basically, suing USCIS, if they haven't made a decision on your citizenship after 120 days. That's what the statute says. Very specific, 120 days. So if you're saying it April, that's not 120 days yet. I've been shooting calculation meal, right? 120 days is going to be give or take about 4 months. So if you're talking about April, it's not 120 days yet. So, but if it goes past that and there's still no decision whether or not to sue them, sit down with the lawyer to figure out if that's going to be the best course of action. Because keep in mind, there are other steps that you can be taken, first of all, before filing a lawsuit. with some name playing. She goes, it's 23 people on here on YouTube. Mixed time every Tuesday and Thursday. Let's help grow this YouTube page. Can you like this video? God bless you. Shako, I'm begging. All right. So I didn't get my traveling dog. Is that a concern? General information. Short answer to that is no. The fact that let's just do me a favor, y'all. Can we stop comparing our cases to somebody else's case? I don't care if you filed your case at the same place, your documents are the exact same thing. You were married to the same person, so everything is correct. I don't care about that. Understand that you didn't come to this world at the same time. Your destiny is not going to be the same as somebody else's. I've seen so many cases that even in my firm, we send our cases, not the exact evidence, but very similar evidence. One gets interview waived, the other scheduled for interview, because your destinies are not the same. So your friend got a combo card does not mean you've got to get a combo card. USCIS has the discretion to bifurcate your combo card or your applications and not issue you a combo card, meaning they have the discretion to just give you a work permit and then address or adjudicate your I-131 advance parole at a later time. Nothing says that. So the fact that your friend got a combo card doesn't mean you've got to get a combo card. So the same thing. I've got some cases where they'll send us and then they send I-131 approval later on. So hello, Mr. Gabriel, how are you? So let's just stop comparing your stuff to somebody else. Hey, why are you together? So why would things happen at the same time for you, right? Okay, I think that's from St. Kitts. Thank you, Joanna, joining in from St. Kitts. Welcome in, Joanna. Nice to meet you. Okay, let's see. Let's see before we go to Instagram. I found my. Let's see, hold on 1 second. I can see. Okay, let me see now. All right. I filed my I-693 as requested by USCIS almost a year ago, only to be called on phone. Okay, called on phone. My travel parole was returned from post office to USCIS. Is there problem on that? That means that your address is not updated, so you want to reach out to USCIS. What is the time frame to get asylee green card after filing? Adekunle, what do you mean by asylee green? So have you been granted asylum and you now have a green card pending and you're asking how long it takes? Is that your question? Does everyone receive prima facie? I haven't received a single prima facie and it's been 2 years. Well, I don't have any case where we don't have a prima facie determination. And that's because even when it's not issued, I will email them. What that's in the months of recent and see. But by the time USCIS is telling you as an attorney, please don't email us anymore. Like, we got it. You've already. So that's just me. And usually I tell my clients, listen, if we haven't received a prima facie and we're 7 months in, email me. I'm going to send them an email. Hey, what's going on? Have you issued one? So, but 2 years, if you have a lawyer in your case, that's something a lawyer can inquire and see if they ever issued one. If you don't have a lawyer in your case, you can write them to figure out, why. But I'll tell you this, the fact that you were issued a prima facie determination does not guarantee an approval. I was called on phone by immigration officer having submitted RFE. What's the implications? I can't speculate to your case, Taiwo. But I think in 2022, 2023, when they started sending requests for evidence for I-693, that was an indication that your case was most likely going to be waived, an interview. That has changed, especially this year. We're still getting RFEs for I-693, but the fact that you send it in does not mean they're going to waive an interview in your case. It's just something that is deficient in your case, which is required for I-45 adjudication. That has nothing to do whether or not they feel that they have to investigates whether or not your marriage was in good faith. Is it a problem that you and your wife not staying together, but you're on one bank account? What's the reason for not living together? If you have advanced parole, is it safe to travel outside the country? Whether it's safe or not to travel, that's something you need to sit down with a lawyer about. If you don't have a lawyer, generally, main concern is usually if you've got something else other than unlawful presence. But sit down with the lawyer to just evaluate your case before you travel. That's always the best thing to do. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Dinkle, I mean, that's not, I mean, how long the time frame is just, you have to understand with I-485, there are factors factors that go into decide that making a decision. Is there any inadmissibility ground? You know, what field office your case is at, because depending on the volume of work they have, is they're going to waive interview your case, they have to do background security background checks. There's a whole lot that goes into that. USCIS will give an average waiting processing time, but every case is different. So really, I can't tell you. That's why anything about processing time, you've got to go on their website or speak to the lawyer on your case. I'm working with the state of Texas, and without security clearance, I can't work with the state. Should I wait? So, what do you mean? Didn't you have a job before your citizenship? My wife went there and met the chief of the U.S. He said they were doing a security check on me. Okay. So if that's the case, I mean, you've got to, with that, legally, that's what the law allows them to do, 120 days. And if you've got record of you contacting them and still nothing, then you know, if you have a lawyer talk to you, like if you don't sit down with a lawyer, to just make sure that that's going to be the best route for you. Okay, let's see. I'll push this back a little bit. Okay, no, I can see better. Okay. Fine, Sandy. I hope your day was splendid as well. Sharp as sweet. What is that, Miss Ella Sanctuary? Sharp as sweet Cecilia. What is that? That's alliteration, right? I think that's alliteration, figure of speech. I think that's the same thing that Congresswoman did. Let me not be messy. Bad build something something. I think that was it. I think it's alliteration. Okay. If many people of USCIS, where are the people of USCIS here? Yeah, thank you, Miss. That, yeah, there we say this is the most positive immigration platform in this social space. Follow, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, let's see. Wait, scammers still at it? Yeah, they are. I'm not sure how people go to bed at night. How do you even sleep? How do you go to bed knowing that you're deceiving people in getting their hard earned money for some? How, I don't know, but it is what it is. Emmanuel, good evening from California. How are you doing? Good to speak with you today, ma'am. Okay. I'm trying to figure out who, because you know, I had 8 consultations today, so I don't know. But I had only 2 male people. So, Mr. Donis, is that going to be you that we talked about the NIW case or asylum? Yeah, those are the only 2 male that I met you today. If you're still on, let me now know who you are. I had a consultation with you and you asked me to call back. I usually don't ask people to call back after consults. I probably would tell you to keep me posted or something. But if I did, forward the email to me or whatever email you can forward it to me. So, because I don't, your name is common, Emmanuel, so I don't know. I mean, who that's going to be, and I don't want you to put your full name here. Can they renew your work permit if you have an RFE on a pending I-360 case? There's nothing that, as long as your I-485 is still pending, then there's nothing that stops them from renewing. If it gets denied, then that changes everything. So now if an I-360 has nothing, if anything, when that happens and we have a case like that, and my client is in the middle of renewing and we have plenty of time, we file the work permit renewal application, get the receipt notice, they're able to get their, depending on the state, get their driver's license or state ID extended and all that, and then before we submit the RFE. Hope everyone is doing well. Me, I'm nervous, and Sissy Laura knows why. I do, but I also know that it's okay to be nervous, and I also know that there's nothing God starts that He cannot finish. So, Mr. Maggi, just we've done our part, and then we're going to leave the rest in God's hands, trusting that He's going to complete that which He has started. So. Mr. Ben says it's me. Wait, is Mr. Bennett the one who won? Finance Shandy. Oh well, let's wait and see. Is it possible for someone to call USCIS to expedite her work permit through VAWA? I don't think that USCIS is going to be able to give you any information about any companion applications that is based on the VAWA case, unless you had filed it based on a regular marriage case that you converted to VAWA, so it's going to reflect as a regular case. But if you filed it concurrently with a VAWA petition, they're probably going to tell you to direct your request to the Vermont Service Center, because that case should be sealed for confidentiality. Please invite your friends to come join in this. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. The question is, you sure a beautiful soul? We good. Thank you, Ms. Peggy. I appreciate that. I love your earrings. Thank you. Got them from TJ Maxx. Listen, I don't go to them. I don't pay for. I don't care how much money God decides to give me. Like that Ijebu blood is alive and well in me. I ain't going to the mall to pay full price if I haven't stopped at TJ Maxx. I don't know about y'all. That's good, y'all. Now there's some things that's splurging, like even but as far as getting accessories and clothes, we're going to TJ Maxx first. Then if they don't have what I'm looking for, is when I get myself to the mall. And when I get to the mall, I'm going to clearance section first, because they're paying full price. Not doing it. I want to be sworn in as a citizen this week, but they said I should wait till first. Really, Mr. Maggi. Anyway, I would like you to handle my naturalization application process when the time. We'll be glad to do that. We're glad to represent you. Thank you for understanding. Is it a must that you have a joint account with your spouse? It's not a must. There are a lot of other information that you can actually, or other evidence. I've made an argument, especially when you are from cultures where we really don't do joint bank accounts. So say, for instance, I am one that keep your judgment to yourself. I don't believe in having a joint bank account with my spouse. When I was married to my ex-husband, we didn't have a joint bank account. That's just me. And he understood the assignments. We both understood. Then again, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. So it was like, but I started my firm, but just coming out of a divorce and all that. But even through the marriage, we didn't have a joint bank account. I still don't believe in it. So when it comes to USCIS trying to make a case out of nothing, I always say there is no, in our culture, we don't believe in commingling your money. Now, you may have a household account to pay bills and all that, but as long as you got other good faith evidence, for instance, of clients who have children, they've got, and some of us don't also believe in life insurance kind of thing. But if you've got something where you've got children, you've got transactions where even if you're making it separately, but it's for the household, like you can see grocery, paying bills and all that. You've got photographs, you've got, other things that you can use. So outside of the bank account. So, and they've got to respect people's culture. So I've made that argument before. If you've got a joint bank account, that's great, but it's not mandatory as long as you have other things you can use. Friends are back. Y'all, please, it's too hot outside today. My green card category is IB6. When am I due for citizenship? When did you get the green card? I would like to know if applying for a restraining order against my spouse due to his threats and trying to frame it wouldn't jeopardize when applying for VA separated to the same thing. If I'm understanding you correctly, Aziza, you're going through abuse and you're wondering if you get a restraining order against him, is that going to prevent you from filing a VA case? Is that what you're asking? So Finest Shandy says, please go on her page at Finest Shandy to answer the questions for today's giveaway to be announced after today's live video. So let me just confirm. So we'll make sure. Please go on Finest Shandy and answer the giveaway. Yes. If you haven't done that, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, I've got no control about what's going to happen. Hello, Miss Tina. I've gotten a control. I got some alerts that they mailed the cards. Have you received them by any chance? I got some alerts. I think 2 of the cards or so. So this is all financing because just be, unbiased selection. It's all up to her. So you've got to go on her page on Instagram at Finest Shandy. Finest, fine, like FINEST Shandy SHANDANDY. Charity can go say Shandy something Shandy la mamuna jangwe. Yeah, that spelling. Can one file an I-539 change of status with an I-539 extension of stay together or at separate times? Or extension in, if you're going to be changing your status, then why are you filing an extension? It defeats the whole purpose. The only reason why you want to do a change of status is because you've got a pending extension and then you're not getting an opportunity to change status to F1, H1, whatever case. But if you have, if you already qualify at the time that you're filing a change of status, why are you filing an extension of status? I filed VA in March, got my prima facie in May, and I did my biometrics in June. What is my estimated timeline to get? I can't give you a timeline. Hello, Anthony Sennett. How are you? You miss me. Okay. Okay. Finest Shandy says, we have like 2 minutes. Go to y'all on Instagram. We still have 2 minutes. Answer the question And I love that. We need to do that again. I answered a question on her page at Finest Shandy, and she's going to announce the winner. So you've got till 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's Lord 2 minutes. Does EAD renewal have a fee? I don't understand the ABC category, please. If you're still your whether or not your EAD renewal has a filing fee depends on the category that you're filing. So you've got to figure out what is the category you're filing. That will determine whether or not you're going to pay a fee. I didn't even think about what I wrote. And then Sanctuary, I'm telling you, your she's got the best lines, I'm telling you. I read on your Instagram today what you posted with regards to one being called for an interview. One I didn't understand was with the overwhelming evidence. Can you explain further? Yes. So overwhelming evidence, and that was something that they even brought up during our conference in Chicago last month, where you're given too much evidence that it does not seem to be genuine as a relationship. So you've got everything. You got photographs. Maybe you went to the studio to take photos. You've got life insurance. Your IDs match. You got letters. You've got you have W2s. Everything is so much that it's not the norm based on the trend they have seen. So because not everyone can possibly have all of that. Yet it's so detailed, there's so much evidence. That kind of is a red flag for them, that you're trying to overwhelm them with evidence. That may not make them decide to see that, okay, you've given us all of this. Maybe you're trying to get us to waive an interview, but now we're kind of like wondering if you really live together, and let's bring you in and see and test your knowledge about each other and watch your body language. That's what that means, and I've had that happen before. So yeah. Hello, Mr. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, long time no see. Our boys and they're fine. Our boys and they're doing absolutely well. Someone that filed for a Social Security, green card, travel document, and VASI are not everything together. I did not receive anything yet, and it's 9 months now. What can it do? 9 months for travel document and EAD, off of what I checked, I think yesterday, is still within normal processing time. So unless you're out of normal processing time, you're just gonna have to wait. Coming from South Dakota, good evening. Thank you for joining. Okay. Hello, Ms. Busola. How are you? I guess no one can. That's okay, fine, Jenny. I can't send my ass. They said I can't. It's not allowing because your page is. I think that's the thing, finance Jenny. I think because, and I think we talked about that, the page is private. So, but that's fine. Do you have a winner for tonight, though? If not, what do you have a winner? Dear, I mean, dear, I mean, is like okay, let's see. My spouse changed her surname and everything, her U.S. passport, Social Security, and everything. Is that good evidence? That can be helpful. She's changing her last name to your name. Okay. Are you getting a green card this year, April? So you're looking at 3 years, and don't quote me on that. I believe so. Let's see. Hey, Mama. My mama's on. So y'all say hi to my mom at Addington 63. But I like what she goes at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Stop repeating. Spoken like in Nigerian mother. Like stop repeating. Hello, Miss Adikpeju. I actually have you listed So I will be in touch with you at the end of this week or next week. So because everything is now on me to review. That's the stage we're in, just an FYI. Nicholas Shandy. Let's actually use something. Thank you, Anthony Sennett. Appreciate that. Okay. What is your question again, Empire Crescent? I know it's COA. I don't want to lose all of this. Faithful followers. That's fine. It's your 5 minutes. Finance chat. I think that's what's going on. If they cannot send your message, if it's private, they won't be able to send your message. Is it possible to put in for asylum after overstaying for over 5 years? If you're able to show that the reason you didn't file within the first year falls within one of the exemptions, and you've got a grant for asylum. Yeah, that's what everyone is saying, Finance Channel. They're saying that they can because you have to accept their request. Yeah. I'm listening to you too, please, on TV and my phone. Thank you, Miss Peggy. Hi, Grandma. Okay. Okay. Okay, our page is not public. So, Financial, let me know if you're, before we're out of time, are you going to announce or what are we doing? I got my I-45 denied based on affidavit of support. Is it advisable to file for I-290B? Kate TV log, it will depend. Talk to a lawyer and see which is better. Should you reopen? Should you refile? Just talk to a lawyer if you're still within the time frame to file a reopen request. And your general information was very helpful. Aw, thank you. I think listen, James says thanks for all this information. I found my vow on your general information. Emphasis on general. I was very helpful. I got my promotion under 2 months. You're welcome. You are welcome. No, okay, Miss Tina. Okay, yeah. I think they'll send it to you. That's what I'm assuming. We will get to you. But what about the receipt notice, the approval notices, Miss Tina? Because your address is the mailing address, unless they would honor that request in the G28. Okay, if I-130 approved, then the petitioner died. Can one file another I-130 when you remarry, or will you use the approved I-130? You can't use the approved I-1 because the I-130 goes with the petitioner. So if your I-130 petitioner died, then that should automatically convert to a widow's petition, which you should have notified USCIS. But if you have not remarried, then your new spouse would have to file a new I-130. I'm filing for vow this month. Okay. I am in Canada while my spouse in US. We got RAP for our I-130 today. We're wondering what are the documents that may be required. Jonathan, you want to sit down with a lawyer. That's what you need to do. So if you got an RFE, it's time to sit down with a lawyer so you maximize your chances of winning. We'll be glad to help you and consult with you. I'm sure you still have time if you go today. So if you go on our website, you can schedule a consultation. We can talk about your case and see what needs to be done. Receive the copy. Okay, so they're going to send that to you. Then that's the indication that's coming your way. That's good. So at least you're getting it delivered. So that's great. Okay, let me know when you get all three. I can imagine how you feel. Just God did it. God did it. We thank him for his faithfulness. I've learned a lot from this platform. God bless you. Thank you. I mean, you can't please everybody. There's someone that told us that we don't know what we're doing in our firm, and they said we need to withdraw from their case. So each their own. Hey, listen, it is what it is, but you do what you can. I think for me, when you've gone through this, you understand someone's people's experience. If I was born in this country, it doesn't stop me from doing immigration law, but it's different from for someone who has walked in your shoes, and who, my mom can attest to that. I remember when my siblings were getting their social security card, they got their green cards, and I was like, okay, am I leaving? Am I going back? Do I want to overstay? My mom dealt with my mood swings because this thing can make you go crazy. And so that's for me, that's where my passion comes from, to be able to help people. And thank you, to help people. And I'm not a people pleaser, and I think that's one of the things that my mom would tell you. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not on this earth to please anybody. As long as I do the work God has put me on earth to do, and I can impact someone's life, that's the reward there. When I called one of the vow approvals we received today, when I called Mr. B, his name is Bernard. It's a common name. So he was speechless. He's been through a lot. So just that relief in his voice, that's what it's all about. Like Miss Tina, just to know that her kids are going to be fine. That's what it's all about. So, yeah. Marina, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Finance Shani, what's the deal? Make sure I didn't miss anyone's question. How long does it take to get an EAD after biometrics on the I can't answer that. So processing time, USCIS. No, that doesn't bother me anyway. Because I think when you know that you've done there, you've got to understand that some people you just cannot please, and there's some people that that's you're not meant to work. And so for me, I don't, when I've done what I can, I don't push anything. That's just my I'm very, very feisty, and I don't take no for an answer, but I also understand that you've got to be in agreement with somebody's spirit, if that makes sense. And so, yeah. How long does it take to get VAR receipt notices? We're seeing in my firm, I can only use our experience. We're seeing anywhere from about 3 weeks to about 6 weeks. That's what we're seeing. So that's what we're seeing, about 3 weeks to 6 weeks, but give it plus or minus 2 days, so give it time. If your case was filed less than 6 weeks ago, just give it time. They will send it to you. They started back being very, very good, and then within the last 2-3 months, it's been backlogs again. So just give it time. They'll send it to you. Okay, Finance Shani, what's going on? Kilanshi. Oh, but let's talk real quick about last week Thursday. Last week Thursday's presidential debate. Y'all, what do y'all think? Because we were live, so I went to catch it later on, and I watched the whole thing. Oh, you received the copy. Okay. I'll look in. I know Ashanti had sorted the notices, but I don't think we have. But we'll see. Maybe it can be coming tomorrow or Friday. Keep in mind, Thursday being a public holiday, that's going to slow things down a little bit. So, but I'll let you know. You don't want us to do that. What is that? I don't understand. Oh, you don't want you don't want us to talk about last. We've got to talk about what happened. It's very unprecedented of your president. I didn't say you said it, but in all seriousness, one of those two is going to keep things the way they are. Maybe one of the two will keep things the way they are, especially for immigrants. That's important for us. The other one, keep in mind, was the one who banned, called out our country as whole country, banned the visa every left, right, center, every direction. that is the issue. So that's the issue. So my point is, it is concerning. It is troubling. But you've got to give it that Biden he's a senior citizen. He is old. There's just no way to put it. I'm not trying to be, in condescending, but that's what it is. The question then is, does he have the capacity to still serve? And last week, Thursday, is concerning. So if you feel that you still want to vote for him, or you feel like you want to have it say as a citizen as far as immigration is concerned, you really don't have a choice. What direction to go, because we know what the option is. But the concern is just that, is it going to be able to do it? I mean, it's concerning, to be honest. The other one lies throughout that. Yes, he did. I'd rather have a slow but steady, honest person than someone that said black. That got me fired up. I was like, I share what do the like, so there are specific jobs for black people. I didn't know that. I just didn't. I mean, is a lawyer's job for black people? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, but they're both old, but one is just like. So anyway, drum roll. Let me use my finger and my nails. The winner of the free 30-minute consultation is at Self-Made by One God. That is, you're the winner of the free 30-minute consultation at Self-Made by One God. That, congratulations. So thank you, Finance Shandy, for helping us with this. Self-Made is here. Congratulations to me. Self-Made. So what I'm going to need you to do is email my assistant, or email me directly at aos@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓.com or info@𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒊𝒈𝒓.com, and then we'll give you the specific link. You cannot share that link. If you share it with somebody else, that is going to void your consultation, because it's free. And so obviously that link is going to be made just for you. Once you schedule it, it doesn't, it becomes invalid. But if you share it with and someone else doesn't, and more than one person, that canceled out your price. So just so you know, because Niger girl, answer 1, the more you know. Answer 2, August 21st. Yeah, that's my birthday. Thank you, Finance Shandy. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. The main concern is, what do you think of the Supreme Court decision on the immunity of the president? Sad. That's what it is. Sad. Yes. Yeah. Email is AOS, Apple Orange Sam, at lawfirm.com, or info, INFO, at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓.com. It was nice meeting you today, and thank you for the very insightful discussion. Mighty Smalls, did we talk about asylum? Because obviously that's not your name. Is that what we talked about? Let me know. Please follow, share, keep following friends, and let's get to be more attentive information. Yes, y'all should be listening. But okay, nice to meet you as well. I sent you an email. When are you going to contest with the president? Misha? It was nice seeing you today. Oh! I'm just wait. Let me go back. Wait, hold on 1 second. No, that's not the case I'm thinking. Oh, that's Miss Murther. You have been what? Why didn't you say anything? That was because we've never met before. But well, we've met on the live. I just went back and I'm like, oh, oh, that is you. Well, we didn't talk about the vow part, Miss Murtha, right? That was you and your daughter. Yes, no? See? Would you confirm that was you and your daughter, right? I just went back. I was like, oh, son. But I think the 360 threw me off. It was nice meeting you as well. I sent you an email. If that was you, I sent an email after we're done. Hello, Blue Trillions. How are you? Aw, fine. Is she gone? Yeah, it is a violation of human rights. What can we say? But anyway, okay, people. So thank you, Miss Bertha. I was just waiting to see if you're going to respond, but I think that was you. That was you today with your daughter. Yes, no? You still there? But listen, y'all. New month, new blessings. This is the second half of 2024. Whatever it is that you thought that you were not going to be able to achieve, or you thought you were going to be able to do, beginning of the year, whatever. The year hasn't ended. Actually, this is a new beginning. It was starting the second half. That means God is still in business. He hasn't forgotten. Is no one that he has forgotten. So just keep believing and hoping. Things will fall. The Bible says the lines will fall for you in pleasant places. You've got to believe it. And things happen that I'm like, ugh, why did that happen that way and all that? But then I remind myself there's nothing I can do. You can't change what has happened, but you can put the what is to come in the hands of God and just see how he takes care of it. And he has never failed. He's never failed to take care of a business that concerns you. So I'll believe together this month is for all of us still waiting on God's favor, for all of us still waiting on that breakthrough, for all of us still waiting and believing that he's able to do exceedingly abundantly more than we can ever ask or think. He still remains the same God that has not changed. He never changes. Our hope is in him. And as long as we set our eyes on the fact that he has made that promise and he has to fulfill it, he's not man that he should lie. And God will fulfill that which he has promised each and every one of us. So one thing is just keep going. We see so many people who come together and celebrate one another. We come together and have people, that thought it was really, things were bad, come to not share their stories to encourage other people. So for all of us waiting, Mr. Maggi, waiting on God's favor, don't lose hope. It doesn't, even if your case is not going the way you think it should, that's okay. We can't write our story the way God will write it. If we try to write it the way we think it should go, it's not going to happen because we can't take the pen from the person who created the story himself. And so just trust and believe that he knows what he has written about you and he knows exactly how he's going to tell it. All we can do is just keep believing and having faith that it will come to pass just as he has promised. Thank you, Finest Jenny, for helping us with the giveaway. Self-made will be expecting your email, and then we'll get you that link so you can set up your consultation. If you don't need it, that's something. Just let us know. And then if you're going to gift it to somebody else, they've got to contact us directly and get the link themselves. Or if you need it, then we would look forward to talking and discussing your case with you. July is going to favor us. July is going to bring us goodness. July is going to give us grace. July is going to bring abundance of good health, joy, breakthroughs, overflowing grace, that anointing of ease that makes things easy, that grace that is going to cause even our enemies to favor us. That's what we're speaking into this month and the rest of the year. Just keep believing. If I hear saying, all right. Well, anyway, thank you, everybody, and you have a wonderful, blessed evening. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. We probably will still come together on Thursday. Bye, everybody.